Hi guys, I'm Adam from Car Enhancements UK, and today we're taking this nasty piece of junk battery tie down and we're replacing it for this one. So let's get straight into it. The only tools that you're going to need are a 10mm socket or spanner and an 8mm socket or spanner and a Stanley knife should your car have a plastic tab there, which I'm going to explain more about in due course. So to begin, we're going to remove that and that. That there, you're going to need an 8mm socket or spanner. These two here, you're going to need a 10mm socket or spanner. I'm going to take them off now. So now we're left with this. It's loose. As you can see, you can lift it up and push it out of the way. You may find that your earth strap is in the way and you can't fully lift this out. If that is the case, just use an 8mm socket on there. Just move the earth strap out of the way for a second and then this will come out. I'm going to do that now. What I'm going to do now is just undo it here. The 10mm, not an 8mm. Just going to loosen it off a little bit, just so I can turn it around. So I'm just going to take that off of there, lift this out of the way, so that's now fully off the car, and then we're going to pop this back on. Now just be careful not to touch anything, because obviously you don't want to create any sparks. Make sure that everything there and there is back tight, and that's the old one gone. So unfortunately on some models this little plastic trim gets in the way. Now when we were developing the tie down, the cars that we tested on didn't have this. However, for the nature of the install video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you on a car that does have this little plastic tab, so you know how you can fit it if your car does have one. And all we're going to do is we're going to take a Stanley blade or a Stanley knife or just something that's sort of sharp. Don't take a motorised saw because you'll butcher it. And you're just going to get and cut a thin line either side, and we're just going to trim this away. So taking your blade, you're just going to hold it flat, straight, push it down. And you'll see that it'll eventually go through. You don't have to go too far, just as low as the tie down. Take it out, then do the same on this side. You're then going to come across, so same again, make sure that it's flat. And all we're going to do, push that across until it meets your first cut. And as you can see there, it has met. Same again on that side. Just be careful that you do not touch the earth strap with your knife. Now if you don't want to risk cutting this section and obviously going onto there, then this bit will just snap off if you bend it. Once you've snapped that bit off, this bit here will then bend down and snap off as well. And as you can see, we're now left with about an inch there. Once you've cut that off, just check that it goes in, and obviously now it fits in there nicely. If you need to take any more off, take any more off. If your car doesn't have this plastic trim, then you don't need to do what we've just done. If you want to neaten it up a bit, you can take this little section off as well. Obviously I'm just going in there so that it fits in there nice and flush. Right, so now you've taken your old tie down off. You've obviously disconnected and reconnected your earth, and you've trimmed this little section here should you need to. You're going to take your tie down, and obviously it's going to face forward, and you're going to drop it on. And all we're going to do is we're going to take these two bolts here that was on the car before. You're going to take your 10mm socket and you're just going to do that back up. And And all you need to do is make sure, as you can see, this moves. Make sure that that's central. Do the same on the other side as well. Make sure they are tight. They don't need to be gunned up, but just make sure that they're tight as so. And as you can see, that's now back in place and it's all secure. You can take your old one, you can either dispose of it or you can keep it for when you sell the car. But that now, solid as a rock, and it's not going anywhere, and it just looks a lot cleaner than the existing one. So there you have it, that's now all installed. As you can see, it just looks a lot cleaner than the existing one that was on the car. Still does the same job, you know, it's not a performance enhancer, but you know, we spend all this money under our engine bays giving it performance. A lot of people do all these nice plastic covers, and then you come to the battery and you end up with a horrible rusty tie down, and the purpose of this is just to look a bit more clean. So yeah, hope you like it. So there aren't any real major benefits of doing this, other than the fact that this one looks absolutely shite and this one looks beautiful.